So this is the Minipeak XL. It has the winter kit. I've had it outside for about probably about 2 weeks now, just straight up. Made some slight adjustments whenever needed to. You know, you're gonna have that as things adjust in the wind. It snowed. For most of the time I was out here, it was about 0 to 10 degrees, actually dipping down to about -15 for a while Fahrenheit. And it's still ticking, did a really good job. There is one thing I'll show you here in a little bit, but I did make some modifications that I'll show you here in a little bit. So this is the inside of the tent, and I know it's a little tough to see here, but you got this inner liner that basically comes together, and you can sit inside of it, kind of a double wall tent in that situation. I have 2 young kids, so I don't get to go out in the woods as much as I'd like to. So backyard camping is about as convenient and as easy as it gets for me, or is about the extent of my ability to get outside in the wintertime. So just kind of looking around, this is a thermostat here that I have connected to my phone, and what's nice is I can kind of see what the temperature is in here when I have the stove going. Little bed area I actually have a army mat underneath here with some plastic. I mean, realistically, this plastic should have been underneath. There was so much snow on the ground, however, when I started this, that was not capable. And then just your classic woodland army bag, nothing fancy here. And this, you know, as you can see, there's some snow in here, but when I put this up, there was some snow. About 3 inches of snow that I put all this over. And of course, kind of gross enough, there's a little surprise there that was underneath the snow, which is a dog turd. So, but this is kind of the setup. The stove works great. I do have a complaint as far as this is the 3W stove from Luxe hiking. The one issue I have is there was the 3 tabs around the side, which you see those little cutouts, those are basically cut out and then folded up so that it would sit on it like this, okay? And then they would lock into these screws right here, up here, and they would sit on top like little wings. Every single one of those snapped off, and that was just from basic use of sitting here. I think it was just a windy night, and it rocked so much that it just worked them all off. So that was a little disappointing, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I've contacted the company, so hopefully they make up for that. But now let me show you as far as how it goes in. It just kind of hangs up from here, and then you got the zipper that closes it in a T formation, upside down T. So I'm going to show you some modifications that I made and improvements. So the first modification is, well, I guess before we get into the modification, so these are the little straps that come with it, right? A little bit of elastic, and then these secure to various points. And as you can see, these are located all on the corners of the tent. And so you can move the inner tent kind of wherever you want. And it's a great, useful little system, but I think I know it needed to be improved. And the reason for that is if this isn't exactly taut, this doesn't have the stretch or the ability to stay in this hook, and then eventually your entire inner tent is hanging down. So all I did was I went and just got those real cheap, what are they, the D-rings, you know, and that's pretty much the carabiners, small carabiners. And I did that on every single connecting point. And then that way it's not randomly falling down, or if I move and, you know, pull it taut on this side, but that makes it loose on that side, then this side falls out and you're playing that game all night. So basically I just made it so that I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that's the first modification. The second modification, pretty basic, nothing fancy here. What I did was, rather than just use the short line here and connect it to a closer stake, I just added about, I want to say probably 2 feet of cord, and that allows me just to kind of move the stakes out on all the corners and then adjust as needed. So I just kind of generally get my shape of my tent, how it's going to be, and then I can move these, and that makes adjusting a lot quicker rather than picking this up, moving it around, then going to the other one, and then have to move a stake again. So this just allows it to be a lot more convenient. This is just 550 cord and basically quick locks that you can get off Amazon for crazy cheap. Speaking of that, I did actually upgrade the stake itself, because the stakes that come with it are these shit red ones here, and they are awful. I think, when I put it in, like I said, the snow was on the ground was hard in Wisconsin. Hey buddy, this is Gustav saying hi. And they all got bent like crazy. So I actually switched them out for the Amazon ones, and they work great. I mean, really, I just took the little hammer, put them in, and they were good to go. So I think I switched out nearly all of them, and the ones I didn't was simply because I couldn't get them out because the ground was too cold and they were really stuck in there good. So as you can see, I made this modification, a little trial and error, and yeah, it works great. So hey bud, you say hi. All right, and here's Miss Heidi. All right guys, well hopefully that helped. So I guess the big takeaway from this video is, the carabiners on the points, and then just extending your guy lines, make it a little easier in order to make setup a lot more simple. So other than that, it's about it. It's a great tent. Water sealed it. Like I said, it's been up 2 weeks in Wisconsin winter, from end of December or most of the way through January actually. And it's worked great. And it's, I turn that stove on in there, it's 0 degrees outside, and it's about 60 degrees in the tent from that little hanging thermostat I showed you. So it's fun. Sit out there, have some whiskey in the backyard, and feel like you're off in the Yukon somewhere, right? So, all right guys, have a good one. Bye.